Hello YouTube, this is William. Um, Tried to do a live video the other night, or do a live thing. I really enjoy those. I wish I could do more of them. But we had some bad weather in the area, and the internet connection was atrocious, and just wasn't going to work. Sorry about that. But and then with Thanksgiving coming up this week, I just don't know when I'm gonna have the time to do another one. So I wanted to wish everyone a happy and safe Thanksgiving, and I want you guys to have a just an awesome time. Okay, spend time with your family. That's what it's about. Giving thanks for what we have, and I am very thankful for you guys who have supported WC Knives and made this a tremendous year. It's just been phenomenal. It's exceeded even my wildest dreams, and I thank you, each and every one of you, for that. And so I wanted to do that, and also we will do another live or try another live at some point. I just don't know when. In the future, we're going to try to get this to where maybe it's on a weekday or a week evening or something like that. We'll just see, okay? But I also needed to give you guys an update of where we are on a lot of the production stuff and customs and what's coming, what has transpired in the last week. Just a lot of, excuse me, a lot of things that has been going on. I mean, it's just been really crazy around here. So, for the questions, if you have a question for me, just type it or put it in the comments below. And if it requires a video, I will try to get to that as quickly as possible. Or if it's something as simple as I can just address it in the response to your comment, then I'll do that. Okay. So put your comments below in the comments, or your questions below in the comments, and I'll try to respond or answer them that way. Okay. First of all, I don't know if you guys know it, but the WCSK is out in another magazine. Came out a few weeks ago. I am on the cover. See right there? Can you see that? WC Knives, WCSK is not normal. Okay. And it has a, I know I put it on social media. If you're not on my Facebook page or Instagram, then you guys are missing out. Has a huge spread on it. I think it's 8 pages, so that is very cool. Thanks, Mike Travis, for doing another awesome article on this knife, and has some stuff in there. Look at there, the model. Anyway, if you don't know who that is, then you guys haven't watched video or YouTube very much. That's Dwayne Unger. So anyway, it's just got a bunch of stuff in there. It has the little NK in there. It even has Stitch Gear Outfitters sheaths in there. Awesome stuff from Randy. A great article. Thanks, Mike Travis, for knocking it out of the park once more. So that's the third magazine that he's had articles in, and that has been. I'm gonna shake the table here. Sorry about that. So that is just phenomenal stuff. Also, I've got some pin material. I have got a select number of mosaic pins that has my logo. Isn't that cool? That is just so cool. I think I have a black. This is red. I see the red in the deal, and I also have black. I've got 8mm and also 10mm. And when I have the time, I'm going to get some that has, make some knives that has that. I may be able to get some of the Woodsman's EDC that's being released next month. And I'll go in more detail on that release here in a little bit. But I may be able to get a couple of those made at that point. I'm going to try. Okay. So look for that. And we're going to try to do this right. See, this is Alaska. If I can get this proper here. I may have to do the other side. You got to do it on the right side, or there it is right there. You see that? So Alaskan pen, that's going to be for some of Jeff's knives. He's got the Alaskan bush tool. And if you don't know what that is I'll insert a picture right here. Those are being water jetted right now. And while I'm speaking of water jet, in social media, when I did a tease for the live video that I tried to do a few days ago, I put in an insert of this, of a woodsman's belt knife being water jetted, and some people thought that I had purchased a water jet machine. I wish. But no, I have no place to put one, can't afford one. So all of that is outsourced. It's been outsourced for about over a year now, I think. Well, I started outsourcing that when I came out with the WCSK, so it's almost 2 years. And due to that process of streamlining everything, I have steel come in steel plates, and I take it off over there, and they water jet the blade blanks from that steel that I provide them into blade blanks to my specs, okay? And from that, I take those blade blanks back here. That's easy for me to say. And I pre-grind them, then heat treat and cryo treat here in-house. Then I polish them up, and I have a local guy, Thomas Goodwin, phenomenal help, who does the handles for me to my specs, okay? So he's doing a lot of the handles. Then they come back to me. I do the finish grinds, and we do sheaths. My mother is actually helping me quite a bit in the shop. So I have 2 people helping me now to get these out. And from this process, we've streamlined it so well that we are actually getting out on average 15 to 20 knives a week. Okay, so just phenomenal production out of 3 people. And I am so thankful for y'all's help, okay? Thomas Goodwin is a very good knife maker in his own right. He sells a few of them here and there. You can find him on Facebook. I think it's Twin Crows Knife Works or something like that. Or you can just do a search on Facebook, Thomas Goodwin, and I'm sure a lot of that will pop right up. So, but yeah, he does his own custom knives, a few here and there, and you can hit him up on that if you're interested in some of his designs. So, with all of that help, and then like I said, I've been getting 15. I'm trying not to hit the table. Getting 15 to 20 knives out a week. Okay. Now, with all the wholesale orders and all of this other stuff that I'm going to talk about here in a minute, and I'm going to show you some knives. I have knives stacked up that just probably 50 in the shop that's very close to being mailed out. I'm producing, or on the books at any given time, there's at least 100 to 150 knives at one time in some sort of stage of being either designed, fabricated, water jetted, pre-ground, heat treated, cryo treated, handles, finished grind. At some stage, there is anywhere from 100 to 150 knives being in that process at any given time, okay? And even with all of that, I am still, I'm getting closer to the 60 to 90 days, but still 90 to 120 days out on any order, okay? So the business has just been phenomenal. Like I said, thank you folks for all of your support, your patience, and you have made this year the best year for WC Knives that I couldn't even imagined it. So anyway, with that said, I'm gonna take the camera and we're gonna walk around this new area. Basically what I did was I moved the leather room from the small area in the back of the shop to the larger area in a climate control, set up a lot more shelves so I can do shipping. There was some mistakes made. I think there was 2 knives that was shipped out to the wrong person, and thankfully they returned them. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. So I wanted more space so we could lay things out. And sometimes I ship, like I say, 15 to 20. And if it's a wholesale order in there, it could be up to 60 knives at any time. So I wanted more space to lay those out and kind of control that, or keep a better grip on the shipping portion of it. So make sure that everybody gets what they're supposed to get. Okay. That was one of the reasons. Also, we need more space to lay out leather, cut leather, do a lot of the leather stuff. Kydex, getting a lot of orders on Kydex stuff. So we just needed more room, more space, more storage. So I moved it out of the smaller area into the larger area, and I freed up the small room, and my office is now in there. Okay, so I now have an official office so that I can take care of all this paperwork and stuff that this is generating. And believe me, when you have a small business, you entrepreneurs out there know what I'm talking about. I mean, you're the accountant, you're the dealer, you're the buyer, you're the fabricator, the janitor, you're everything. And even though I do have a couple of people helping me, it still is a lot of work in the small business. And so you're not just making knives. You're the CFO, the CEO, the marketer. You're all of it wrapped up in one. So, and also while I'm thinking about it here, one other thing I want to talk about is custom knives. I keep getting asked, when are you going to start custom knives again? Unfortunately, I don't see any way for me to do custom knives in the capacity that I was doing it before. Now, I kind of explain why. For some people, when they order a custom knife, they pretty much know what they want, and they tell me. For many others, and I'm not knocking these others, I understand you've got once in a lifetime. You want to build a custom knife, and you want to make sure that it's right. I understand that. I don't blame you. I would be the same. Okay, but it takes time, a lot of time. On average, it takes 3 to 4 times more time for me to do a custom knife than it does to me to do a production knife. And the reason for that is we're passing ideas back and forth. We're on the phone. We're on the internet. We're passing links around. We're trying to pass designs in a lot of cases back and forth, trying to get that right design. It just takes a lot of time to do a custom knife versus a production knife. And with the production orders that I have from Jeff at Great Northern Knives, at Pano and Jared at Northern Woodsman Elite, and also Vern in Florida at MT's Gun Shop. Don't forget about him. He does have a Facebook page if you want to go see what kind of wares he has. He has the Firebug. If you guys saw the Firebug a few years back and are interested in that, Vern has that along with some other designs of mine in his shop. He doesn't have a web page, but he does have a Facebook page. And also Randy. Randy has quite a few designs, knives as well that he can put his sheaths with. So if you want to see what Stitch Gear Outfitters has, that's worth a look, and call to Randy. Sometimes you don't get everything on his website, but if you call Randy, then he will tell you what he has. For me to do a custom knife, it takes away from that, where I can turn a knife, turn a batch of 15 to 20 knives around by the time I'm trying to do one custom. So with that in mind, customs will never come back the way they were. Now, will they come back in some form or fashion? Don't know yet. I'm still thinking about that. I still have from last year's orders, I give a 6-month notice that the custom orders was going to stop in 6 months. I shouldn't have put a deadline on it because everyone, for the most part, waited until the last month to order. So in December of next month, I have orders from a year ago. That's probably 50 to 60 customs next month. I am not going to be able to do 50, 60 customs next month. So those are going to stretch into January, February, and probably March. So it's going to be longer than the 12-month wait. I'm sorry, but that's just the way it is. So anyway, kind of give you guys a heads up on that. But I will get to them. Once I have the customs done and I can catch a breather and really think about this and see what I want to do, it may be a lottery. I don't know. But there will never be customs done like they were done before because I just don't have the time. And time is money. Okay. So let's take the camera around and show you what's in the shop, and maybe you can see some goodies here and there and some new designs. Hey, there may be something stuck in the corner. I'm going to address the new Woodsman EDC, getting a lot of questions about that, a lot of excitement. I am excited about that one as well, and I'm actually starting to get some of those made ready for next month. In December, it will be released, and with that release, there will be a few that is available for immediate sale. Okay, so let's take the camera around and show you what the new leather room storage, kydex, shipping room looks like. All right, kind of give you a wide angle here. Got shelving on most of the walls. We got tables up everywhere, waist height, so that we can get on them and cut kydex and leather and shipping and all this other stuff. This is the little kitchenette that you guys have seen if you've seen some of the older videos. Look at there, the Hidden Woodsman. Look at that. Awesome stuff. If you don't have a Hidden Woodsman gear, then you're just missing out, is all I can say. All right, we got leather up on that shelves there, some packing boxes, and also on the bottom shelf I have 2 additional grinders that I will be setting up in the grind room. That will give me a total of 5, trying to speed up the process. As I've said before, I don't know if I said it on video or not, but we're trying to speed up the process so I don't have to take down the grinder and change it and all this other stuff. So I can have each one set up a different way and just keep grinding. That is the sewing machine that we do. My mother does most of the sewing on the leather machine, and that is the storage place that I have a lot of the handle material and liners, boxes and boxes of wooden stuff, little remnants, just all kinds of stuff in there, thread, some older knives that I need to probably list at some point. They're just one-ofs type stuff. No, don't hit me up on it, because when I get around to it, I'll put it on the website. Won't sell it individually. It's just not fair to everybody. All right, so here is some knives that is close to being finished. I got to do the finish grinds. This is Pano's butcher knife, the Johnny Rancher, and the companion, the Woodsman companion. These have the new Sure Touch camo, which is basically G10 layered with rubber. Fantastic stuff. I've been really impressed with this stuff. I mean, it's the unbelievable feel. The weight is not as drastic as G10 is. It decreased the weight quite a bit for G10. It's not as slick. Like I said, gives you a very good purchase on it. Those are going to Pano, so if you're interested in that, he also has some others that I'll show you here in a minute that has that new type of handle material. Here is a couple of the Woodsman EDCs that we're getting done for getting ready for the release next month. Alaskan Scouts. Jeff has, I think, 15 that's in the process of being shipped to our finished to ship to him. Also, if you missed the butcher knife, the Woodsman butcher knife, and still want one, Jeff has a few of those that has been ordered, and they will be shipped to Jeff as well in the next few days once I get them finished ground. Down below, have a Woodsman's Narrow. Remember Mr. Iddings, that's your Woodsman's Narrow that I messed up, and I had to get you another one made. So hopefully next week, it may be Friday before I can get your order mailed out, but your order is almost complete. You'll see the rest of them here in a moment. This is the Woodsman EDC, and it has a new Sure Touch, that G10 layered with rubber, and I keep talking about it because I am thoroughly impressed with this stuff. This is the gray and the black. So the black is the rubber, the gray is the G10. Just fantastic stuff. I don't know if you pick it up on the camera or not, but that has a blue liner on it. So anyway, that is the Woodsman EDC that we're starting to get a lot of those handled and finished up, ready for release next week, or next month, I'm sorry. Some more of the Alaskan Scouts. And let me step back here. This is another shelving and everything for dyes and all kinds of stuff. And in the drawers here, just a lot of the stuff, the eyelets and stuff for Kydex and swabs and all kinds of stuff, and junk drawers and sheaths and just all kinds of stuff. Got a lot of the little lanyard material in there, and down at the bottom here, some sheaths, more sheaths, and stuff that is ready to put together. Okay, and I'm gonna step back out here. Got the leather cutting table here, Kydex cutting table, and the Elites. There's 3 more Elites that's headed to the last 3 that's been on order. If you don't have one, if you haven't ordered one, haven't bought one from the Northern Woodsman Elite store, these are the last 3 that they have on order. So if you don't get one of these, then I don't know when you'll be able to get one. And these have that Sure Touch handles, that G10 layered with rubber for a sure grip, and of course got their standard orange liners. So these are ready for a finish grind and shipping out to Pano. Then on this shelf here, the butcher knives. If you guys have a butcher knife purchase from me, then it is right here. It is ready for me to do the finish grinds on. Those were, I think, 20 of those ordered, plus another 5 from for Jeff. So about 25 of those were ordered, and they're all done, all handled. I just got to do the finished grinds. And Mr. Iddings, those knives there with the Kydex is yours. They're ready. Just so close to being mailed out. I just got to get some time in the grind room and finish those up. If you have a recent or a purchase of a Nessie, then more than likely your Nessie is done. It just needs to be finished, polished, and lanyards installed, and those will be mailed out. So basically what I'm saying is probably in the next 2 weeks, there's going to be a lot of knives mailed out to individuals. Okay, then if you look on the bottom shelf, ooh, what is that? That is something else right there. Look at that. What about a Woodsman's Parang? Shadow stamp with an A. Got a little bit of heat treat on the blade. See that Woodsman's grind right there? I have not even made out AEBL. About a little heavy 1/8 inch. I think it's between an 1/8 inch and 5/32. It's not 5/32, so it's in between 5/32 and 1/8 inch. But I haven't even had a chance to even play with that yet. So maybe I can get around to that. More knives up on the top, getting ready to mail out. Mr. Mark Collins, your knives is in that bunch as well. Trying to finish yours up. Yours will be mailed out very shortly. And the Finn and Furs, sorry folks, I have not had a chance to mail these yet. I still got to do Kydex on most of them. But once again, I will get around to that and get those mailed out as quickly as possible. On the bottom shelf there, you will see, if you remember, the Woodsman Feather. Okay, still got to do the finish grinds on them. But if you missed out on that and you're kicking yourself for not getting one, you can still get one from Jeff at Great Northern Knives. So contact Jeff on his website and say, hey, I want you to reserve one of those, buy one of those, or whatever. I think he has a handful of those coming. So get with Jeff and he'll be able to fix you right up. All right. And that goes into the grind room, and that, like I say, we're going to set up a total of 5 grinders in there. I still have 2 kilns going, and then that goes into, that's going to be where the finished sheaths are stored according to the model knife that it goes to. And then underneath it, I have the cryo tanks. I have 2 of them. I have a 20 liter and also a 10 liter, and those is where I dip the blades, cryo treat them in negative 300 degrees liquid nitrogen. And if you can see the hooks on those deals right there, see those hooks? That's where the blades are hung to heat up to room temperature after they're cryo treated. Okay. All right, so that is the new staging handle set, not handle set because I have another guy do that, but shipping, leather, kydex, staging area, room. Okay. Also a brief update on SKs. I think I've sold through 289, maybe 290 at this point. Also just sent to Tom SKs 251 through 260. So those are being handled right now, in addition to a couple of customs that's being done right now. And so hope to send those out in the next couple of weeks. And the next run of SKs will be 261 through 270 will be done in December. Okay, so that kind of gives you an idea of where we are on SKs. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that, and until the next one, you guys get in the backyard whittle on a stick, and I hope to have a live Q&A at some point. I enjoy those. It's just trying to set aside some time to do that and get the internet to do that, because where I live, internet connection is a trial. It is just, you have to have the moon and the stars and everything lined up just right for it to work. So maybe we can get to one of those soon. Okay. Until the next one, like I said, get in the backyard, whittle on a stick, take a child with you, get the opportunity. And don't forget those plenty of Band-Aids and lots of knives. Catch you again soon.